This is Mastering Mathematics with your teacher, Karen Weston.
Hello Antigua, Barbuda and the rest of the world. Welcome again to another in the series of Mastering Mathematics, program sponsored by the Ministry of Education in association with EBU Unit and its Mathematics Department. We are here because, yes, we're going to make certain that our students are prepared for that mathematics examination coming up. And also you, the public, grow in terms of mathematics knowledge. Today, we continue on our journey, and that is matrices, where we're now going to take you through content and show you next week how and where it is used in the examination questions. What have we done so far? Right, yes. First, we introduced, what did we introduce? The topic itself. Then we gave you the definition, and once we would have given you the definition, we started to define certain terms, and we told you that there were different types of matrices. So for example, in your repertoire, you should now know what is a row matrix, what is a column matrix, what is the null matrix, what is a square matrix, and what do we mean when we say a diagonal matrix, and what is the unit matrix. Alright? So those were the different types we gave you. If somebody had to ask you what is the order of the matrix, they're really asking you how big is that matrix. And we said there are two words that we use all the time when we're dealing with the matrices, and these words are rows and columns. And we said, because we are saying that a matrix is an array of numbers, we say the numbers located horizontally, that when they constitute our rows, and when we are looking diagonally, okay, or vertically, not diagonally, sorry, vertically, we get our columns, okay? And those are the two terms that we're using with matrices. And so, when we want to talk about the order of the matrix, and it refers to rows and columns, we say it is written, the operation will be row times column, and we just put the numbers, so here it would be 2 times 2. And we say we treat it as when we're talking about going to the lumber yard to get our lumber, and we're talking about a 2x4 or whatever you're using in that term. So there's never a multiplication completely to say, all right, okay? So that is what we talked about in terms of saying the operation. Today, we said that we were going to go on and give you other details about the content and the knowledge that is required for matrices in terms of the CXC examination question. We also told you why you have to use this knowledge, where you'd find it. So for example, you would know you can go into the supermarket and say, yes, the principle is based upon matrices. We can go down to the post office and the sorting of letters. Yes, you can say that. You can look and see country and town planner, and you know, yes, that is how they're setting out a suburb, or even those houses that they said they're going to be talking about 500 houses and what 500 houses in 500 houses in 500 days, right? All these sort of things. Yes, this has to be in terms of laying out a matrix, because you just don't do things haphazardly. But for us, on the examination paper, these are the things we have to know. And with mathematics, every time, what is the four operation that comes into play? And we talk about them, and they are one, addition. That's not quite it for me. So we're looking at the operations, all right? So we add them, so we have addition. 2, we have subtraction. 3, we have multiplication. And missing, okay, is division. And we'll talk about this. Okay, right. So the first thing you're going to know is how do we add matrices? How do we add matrices? Okay. So first, and again we tell you that they operate in terms of naming the matrix, in terms of sets that we use capital letters, and the small letters would usually denote the elements, okay? So here we go, and so we have right away, if we have the matrix A, and it's equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? And so it's the addition rule, okay? Addition. So that is the rule for addition, and we have A is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, and B is equal to, and it can be 3, 2, 1, 7, 6. If we want to find A plus B, that would be equal to, yes, representative for A, which is 4, 5, 6, 7, and it is plus, what is B? Right, it is 3, 2, 1, and 6. 3, 2, 1, and 6. And we know right away matrices are distinguished from other numbers because they are in curved brackets. So, how do we get on with these things? And we say very simple. And notice I don't have anything that I'm saying I'm putting aside for my primary school students, because your primary school sons and daughters can learn this. Because it is that simple. It is an addition that comes like a game to them. Because what are we saying? The rule for addition says the things in the same position are added together. The things in the same positions are added together. So that even your little 3-year-old would know, because if I say that these are the greens, all right, these are the reds, yes, we're leaving that one plain, and then we say these are the blues, okay, always say green goes with green, red goes with red, the plain ones would go together, and the blues together. And that is what the rule for addition says. So then, in our case, this would then represent, it's now equal to, so let's write here, equal, okay, let's just take my red marker, see, because these be better and they like to give me trouble when I start. Equal to, and we're putting it down like this, so it would be 4 plus 3, yes, my greens are here, okay, and it is 5 plus 2, yes, the reds are here, and it is 6, come on, 6 plus 1, the plain ones are there, and then our blues, where we'll be getting 7. Come on. Well, let's write the numbers in red here. So it's 6 plus 1, and it is 7 plus 6. And this would represent our blues. Okay? So that is how we are doing our addition. And notice you take your time, because from the beginning you want to get home that point. And once it is learned for the first time, half the work is finished, okay? Once it is learned for the first time, half the work is finished. So what did we say? Our rules for addition. And I chose specifically just to deal with all positive numbers, because we don't want to get into looking at two objectives at the same time that you still have to be concentrating, especially where we have our slow students and positive and negative, and science gives something. All right? So we want to ram home, first of all, how it is done. Let them use what they are familiar with and have no problem with in terms of our numbers. So here the answer would just be equal to 4 and 3 would give me 7. Would give me 7. Then, today's a 7th day, okay? 7. And this would give me 13. And that's it. Nothing else, okay? Wasn't that simple? I know you're still in shocks. So while you recover from that shock, I'm just going to send you on your little break. Drink some cold water, cool down a bit, and we'll be coming right back to do a few with you, so that you can see what's the big deal. That's it. All right? And a little secret by the side. This subtraction goes the same way too. The things in the same positions are subtracted. You know what I mean? So you can pick your cards. And I said, teacher, I did that already. You know? But right, we'll talk about it. So have a little break and we'll be right back.
Don't look on what I cannot do. Focus on what I can do. I may not say what I do, but I can hear and feel it as strongly.
I may not hear, but that does not and should not affect my ability to learn and to function in the real world.
I am a gifted student. I need the opportunity to soar. Support me in my climb to higher levels of learning.
Some of our children have special educational needs. They have a right to an education. So, let us teach them the way that they learn and help them to achieve their full potential.
Complete all readings and especially homework assignments as soon as possible after they are announced. And definitely complete all assignments before new material is covered. This ensures that the information is fresh in your mind and linked to more basic concepts previously learned. Do your assignments early enough to allow you to get help with the things you do not understand. To succeed in mathematics, you need to build on what you have learned before. New concepts are added to and build upon previous concepts. It is very important that the early material be mastered thoroughly. Similarly, mastery of material from previous classes makes success in later classes more likely. So continually review and practice concepts from previous sessions.
Hello, yes. So you're now refreshed, you're relaxed, because you didn't know it was so simple. and you hear this big word talking about matrices, right? It is as simple as that. As simple as that. So what did we say the rule was again for addition? Yes, given two matrices, okay, same order, and we have A is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, B is equal to 3, 2, 1, 6, and you're asked to add them. All right? So what do we do? So again, you're saying the things in the same positions are added together. So this is like mental maths, right? Yes. And yes, your little kindergarten can do this too. All right. So even to emphasize for them, we give them colors. So our greens with our green, okay. Red with red, all right. The plain ones with plain ones, okay. And our blues with our blues. And then we just add them. And you're getting 4 plus 3, 7, 5 plus 2, 7, 6 plus 1, 7, and we have our 30. All right. What do you say? We want to try another one because you can't believe. And this time I'm not putting any colors and I'm listening for you. Okay? Right. So let's take this off and give you another one to see. And this time we're not using the colors. We're just asking you with a change of numbers if you could help me to produce the right answer. So this time they're giving them numbers 11, they're giving them 12, they're giving them 9, giving them 8, and this can be 5, that can be 10, that can be 20, and 30. All right? And we're asking you again the same thing. Given A is equal to 11, 12, 9, 8, B is equal to 5, 10, 20, 30. What is A plus B equal to? And we know it so much, okay? We don't have to waste time, so we're just going. And even if we're doing it just like this, because it's the first thing, 11 plus 5, first ones. 12 plus 10, second ones. 9 plus 20, third ones. And lastly, 8 plus 30. And so we can write, not even your calculators you want. So this is 16, and this is 22, and that is 29, and that is 38, and that is the answer. And I'm sure some of you can say, I don't even have to write this second step, because I can just say 5 and 11 would give me 16, 10 and 12 would give me 22, 9 and 20, 29, that, and you're there. Even before you can punch in those numbers on a calculator, you're finished. Well, let's give you a test now, because the number line is made up not just of positive numbers, okay? What do we also have? Yes, we have yes, the negative domain also exists. So we're now going to introduce some negative numbers. And we're not even going to change these. We're just going to give them their partner, the opposite sign. So if that was negative 12, this is negative 9. That was negative 30. That's negative 10. And negative 5. What would my answer be in terms of our addition? What would be the answer when we now have our positive and our negative numbers? So again, that is why we took time to lay the foundation in terms of how we're adding negative and positive numbers, because this is now 11 plus, and the name of this number is negative 5. And then it is, the name of this number is negative 12, and it is plus, the name of this number is negative 10. Putting them in a bracket when they're called negative numbers, okay? And then we have negative 9, name of that number, and it is plus 20. And then we have 8, and it is plus negative 30. That's the name of that number. And what we have learned so far, because everywhere, every time we see two signs coming like this, the operation involved is multiplication. So we have to say a negative times a positive is always negative. And even if it were positive times negative, it's still negative. When the signs are the same, we're always going to get positive. Because coming like that, as if you're hopping from one to the other, it is always a silent multiplication sign that is involved, okay? And we just say add and keep the sign of the greatest number. So let us do it then. Here we are having, it is 11 plus negative 5. So if I say deal with your signs first, this would be 11, and a positive times a negative would give us negative, and it is 5 there. And then here we're just adding. We have 12 negatives in one basket, and it's plus another 10 that somebody gave us in another basket. All you're saying, how many do we have all together? So you're adding and keeping the sign. Because negative means we're all the same. It's as if you're all on the team. You're the Romans, okay? And over here again are some other Romans coming. So how many we have all together? So this would just give us negative 12 plus negative 10. And that would be negative 22. All right? Here again, you have 9 Romans and you have 20 English. So again, we are looking and saying adding and keeping the sign of the largest number. So which is the largest number here? And it is the 20. And by how many? And we can see right away that it would be 11. All right? So the answer here would be 11. And here now we are adding again. Or we can do the clearance first to see 8. Okay, we can say 8, and then it is negative times negative. A positive times a negative would give you a negative, so you have negative 30. Okay, now let's write it higher so that we can see. So where it was just straightforward, I did the full thing. Where it was not, I'm showing you that you can clear your stuff. So you can use 2 methods. You can either say it's still plus negative 5 and saying which number is bigger and by how many. Or else you can choose to say, put your signs together, and when you get 2 signs coming together like this, you know it's multiplying, and positive times negative is negative. So this is what we are working with now. It's 11 minus 5, and we already cleared our negative 22. And we had our 11, and we have 8 minus 13. So then, what are we saying? 11 minus 5 will leave you with a 6. Writing back our negative 22, writing back our 11, and we're looking at 8 minus 30, which is the biggest number, the negative number, and by how many? And we know right away again that would be 22. And that is the answer. Okay, that is the answer. So what are we saying now? Now that you have worked and you have known and you now know how to use negative and positive numbers, these things don't present us with any sort of menace, okay? We are on top of these things. So when we get them, it doesn't matter how they come, when they come, where they come, and why they come. All right? We just want you to know that anything like this should not give you any problem. So negative 4, 4, we have 5, and you have negative 6, and you have negative 2, we have negative 1, we have negative 9 and 7. And that is the one I'm sending you home just to do, cocking your legs, drinking your tea, eating a chicken leg or something, and just watching the telly and smiling to yourself and saying, well, I thought I would never be able to do these things. And they're so easy. Yes, they are. Okay? And of course, we do not want you to forget that we have our tablets. Yes, and Mastering Mathematics, you're just going to youtube.com/Mastering Mathematics. or masteringmathematics.info, our website, and you can get all these things. And again, we have our Caribbean OER.org, and the sites are there, so there are no problem. Any one of these things that you want to do, because Jet is a very good editor, and then Washington Bramble is putting them up on YouTube, and the whole EBU unit is working to make certain that the quality is so very good and ABS is not wasting time. So public education is at stake. And if you think ABS is bad, well, that TV station in Barbuda is worse. So you go to channel 6 any day, because I think it's every day that they're showing them at 5 o'clock, and you see Mastering Mathematics. So I walk into Barbuda and the road, and you know what happens, okay? Because I'm a feature on the Barbuda TV station every day. So they are with it, getting into Mastering Mathematics. And just now, from Saturday the 4th, we're going to start our Saturday classes. And even if we're going to be pioneers in the Caribbean, it's not only just the Sir Matt Chesney George's School. The little ones will say, don't leave me out. So yes, while I go to the schools in the morning, in the afternoon, on the Saturday, we will also be at Holy Trinity. Nobody will be left out. And when we have those workshops, not because you're not hearing the names, I am putting all the teachers on Barbuda in the workshops. So primary and secondary teachers will be at these workshops when I tell you that we're going to be having workshops on Barbuda to sensitize our people into making them confident, because they are already mathematicians, but they just want the confidence to make certain that they shine through and let the rest of the world see that there's not only one Ramadan Bailey from Barbuda who is now working at in Jamaica with ABS, with the university, but there are more over there. But what talent is latent, and we're going to pull it out. And this has been accomplished through the kind donation of a citizen from Barbuda, son of the late Claude Earl Francis. Family Dentistry, you know him as, but he doesn't operate in isolation. His other family members are up there too, and they're going to make certain that the Barbudans shine again, and that they have sons like Sir Matt Chesney George and the same Claude Earl Francis leading the way as academians, okay? And we are going to make certain that that happens. On Antigua, we are just greasing our horses and getting ready, because yes, we are ready to plow into this thing and to show CXC once and for all we are not afraid, and we are mathematicians, and Antiguans can do mathematics. All right, so that is where we're going to leave you this evening. Go enjoy the rest of the evening, work my last sum, and tomorrow we're going to speed quickly across subtraction, because we told you it's the same thing, that the things in the same positions are subtracted, okay? And then I hope that we will just begin to peep at what we're calling the rule for multiplication. So do enjoy the rest of the evening, and from us here at EBU Unit and Mathematics Center, ABS Television, Karen Weston saying, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Join us next time for another in the series, Mastering Mathematics, a production of the Education Broadcasting Unit in the Ministry of Education and ABS TV.